welcome to Hitting the Shed. Super excited to share this first interview with you all with Augie Haas. He is a great trumpet player, educator, and has some crazy awesome things to say and share with you today. I just wanted to say a quick apology on my behalf for some of the audio. I had no idea that there was a Zoom echo in there, and I'm definitely going to make sure that doesn't happen in future interviews. So please enjoy the subtitles and Augie Haas's interview.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for being here. So, why don't we start? Can you tell everyone who are you? What are you doing right now? And how are things?
Who am I? Gosh, I feel like I should lay down and talk about this. No, I'm kidding. I'm Augie Haas. I am a freelance trumpet player here in New York City. I play in the orchestra for the Broadway show Aladdin currently, as well as doing my own projects. And, pretty much if the phone rings, I'll answer it. And hopefully we'll have some fun.
Yes, fun is, I often say, the most important part.
The only important part.
Yeah, that's even better. The only important part. Because otherwise, why are we here? What are we doing this for?
That's exactly it.
hmm
That's exactly it.
So, what are you doing in the near future? What's coming up for you?
Near future. Boy, I have some traveling with my group and some of those gigs. I have a couple of new recording projects in the works, a kids album, and been getting into some lo-fi stuff, which has been fun. I'm doing a mini big band album with another Sing Like a Duets album, so that'll be fun. And then I have this trumpet mute I'm getting to release that is it's a fully functional trumpet cup mute, and it's a fully functional flask. So keep
Oh
your
my
eyes
god!
peeled for that.
Ooh, that is awesome! I can't wait for that. When
Yeah.
does that happen?
Um, Hopefully soon. I'm just like getting some quotes from 3D printers and figuring out like I have the design. We filmed a little commercial for it. We have a name. It's called The Coop. Never mute a good time, and we're excited.
I love that. And that's a really awesome slew of recording projects. I like that everything is like so different, and it kind of sounds like
Yeah.
a lot of new music coming soon, which is really great.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I think 2022 is going to be a fun year of just creating and making new projects, especially after you know, the pandemic of just like, doing whatever we can to stay creative. I think it's about to just explode with people doing new projects and fun things, and I can't wait to hear other people's projects and con contribute. I can speak. Contribute mine to the world too.
Yeah. So what are you practicing right now?
Yeah. Um, I mean, I definitely have my daily routine, which is it's like a mix of everything, It's some stamps, it's some Arbins, it's some Clarks, just kind of like a mix match of everything that, I liked and, makes me feel good when I start a day and kind of gets me to home base. I guess, for anything, after my routine, for anything, I just try and do the opposite of whatever I have to do later that night, right? So if I'm playing third trumpet all week, which is just my normal chair at Aladdin, I might try and hit, some more harder, like upper register lead trumpet playing kind of commercial practice because, if I'm playing third trumpet all week and then I have to go, like, let's say the next week I have more of that commercial playing, I want to feel ready for that, right? And, you know, if I was just playing in that middle to low register that whole time, I feel like my chops are spread or whatever the case may be. I always try and do pretty much opposite of whatever I'm like gigging on at the time. If I'm playing a lot of loud, high commercial stuff, I'll practice soft mid to low register during the day. Anything opposite, just to find that balance.
Yeah, definitely. I always think that we're athletes, and the more we stretch and prepare everything and are ready for anything at any time, everything is going to be so much easier.
Yeah, 100%.
What about on two show days or days where you have a lot of playing, do you still do your whole warm up routine or do you do like a smaller version?
Yeah, I mean my warm up routine isn't like a great lengthy thing. You know, it probably only takes me like 20 to 30 minutes, and it's nothing that's gonna like wear me out. I just think it's like the opposite. You know, it's just like, you know, like you said, we're athletes. It's like stretching, warming up. You know, you see like a boxer before a fight. He's in the gym, like he's working it, you know, or you know, or an MMA fighter, or whatever the case may be, or runners. You know, they're like, going, you know, getting everything warm, you know, to prepare them so they don't, you know, have any problems or injuries during the race. So, I mean, even on a two-show day, I'll still do just my normal thing, and then you know, I won't practice between. I don't really warm down. Um, yeah, I feel like my warm up sets me up for the day, so I don't really have to warm down or anything like that. But
Nice. Yeah,
yeah,
warming down, I feel like that's such a weird, controversial topic. I've been hearing a lot from other people about that. I always warm down, but I'm now learning that so many people do not. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, how about that? It's so funny.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's just what works for you. I mean, I've done the warm down thing, or I did it for a long time, and then I just feel like I wasn't getting any, like I felt no different the next day.
Yeah, yeah,
So I was like, why am I doing this? And so then I stopped doing it for a while and I didn't notice any difference. So I just kept not doing it.
yeah.
But I mean, I think for some people, even if it's a mental thing for you, it's worth doing.
The placebo effect works wonders.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So you mentioned some lead playing, and I was wondering about your Build Your Range book. So can you tell everyone what that is? What did you do?
Yeah, sure. So when I was at Miami, I did my master's and my doctorate there. And when I wrote my doctorate, my initial topic uh, did not pass. It was going to be like a critical analysis of a performance degree in its current state, and you know, they didn't like that topic. So then I just decided I was going to write about upper register playing because I guess every trumpet player seems to have an interest in this particular topic.
It's hot.
So I wrote this dissertation called "The Art of Playing Trumpet in the Upper Register," and the coolest part about that dissertation, if there's any cool parts about dissertations, was that I interviewed a bunch of, you know, serious heavyweights, you know, who are the authorities, you know, of upper register playing. Bobby Shue, Wayne Bergeron, Roger Ingram, Greg Gisbert, Tony Kadlick, you know, John Faddis, you know, all our heroes. And then one of the part of the question was like, what do you practice to work on this? And so in the dissertation, I included a lot of those examples. And then the Build Your Range book kind of started because the dissertation was getting downloaded and downloaded. You know, like before I knew it, it had like 70,000 downloads. And I was like, whoa, this, I did not expect this. So I took just basically all the practical exercises and things I practice, made a really cool play along, and then just put them in like a, you know, it's almost like a pamphlet rather than a book. It's just basically like some tips I have, some things I think about while playing in the upper register, you know, things to think about just in general trumpet playing, and then just these 10 exercises I think that are, you know, fun to play and good to play. And the best part about it, which I think that most people don't think about when practicing the upper register, is, you know, rest as much as you play, and that's like the basic, you know, the basic theory behind the book too, is why you want to do it with a play along, because they're built-in rests. Like you can't just skip to the next one.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. And also
Yeah.
never feels good. You know, like jamming it into your face doesn't feel
Right. Yeah, I think like people just get really excited. They're like, "Oh man, I just nailed this thing. Let me just do it like 40 more times." It's like, you know, right in a row, right? You know, it'd be like if you just did, you know, like sprints, uphill sprints, and never took like a, you know, a short you know, interval training or whatever. It'd be just like constant pounding. It would wear your legs out or whatever the case may be.
I love it. And I also love, you kind of mentioned this, but the tracks are just really fun. They're all really different, and it really feels like you're playing with a whole band, but just like in different styles and grooves where it would feel like you're getting something out of it. I've definitely played with some play alongs, and I don't want to share any names of those play alongs in the past, but I'm sure people listening might know, where they just feel really lame and it like doesn't feel
Yeah.
good, and it feels like you're playing with this like computer fake version, even though sometimes they are real people, but it feels like I'm in the room playing with those people that you picked for it, which is really, really fun. And it makes
Yeah,
it
it was a super fun session. Yeah, it was just we basically just like no rehearsal, just went in there and just was like, well, what about this vibe? Cool, let's do it. And did it in a day, and it was great.
it's awesome. Did you play any of like the exercises while the band was playing or like in a different room?
I didn't, but that probably would have been a good idea.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's all the same stuff, but it just like feels so good. So that's what I was
Yeah.
wondering. Um, I love it. So I will definitely share where people can check that out.
Yeah.
What do you have a favorite exercise in there?
I mean, I love the first study, which is just major scales and two octaves. I just feel like it always kind of hones everything in a good way, and just like stretching yourself from not just like not just working on a birth certain, but like you're working yourself over two octaves. So I really love that one. And there's an articulation one. I think it's eight. Number eight is it's just like repeated notes, but it's
Mm-hmm.
getting faster. So it starts with quarter notes, goes to eighth notes, goes to 16th notes, and you start to. I feel like those two really set me up for like anything I have to do the most. But really, I just flip through a new one pretty much every day and just try and keep them all in the rotation.
Do you play along with your own tracks?
I do, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I always say you got to practice what you preach, and
Exactly. Exactly.
I love practicing with the tracks. And the band, seriously, the band is so killer.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Schoenig was on drums, and Dave Cook was on Rhodes, and Alex Smith and Ben Natty was the band. They were just killing it. So it was
Yeah,
great.
it just feels so good. So here's an excerpt from Augie Haas's Build Your Range book. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the book because I always feel like when people go to practice high notes, at least some of my students, often just warm up a little bit and then just dive right into it and aren't really taking the time to warm up their upper register and make sure that everything's flowing. And so this is one of the great exercises that Augie has included in the sample for Build Your Range. So go to his website and check that one out.
And that's like pretty much my basic warm up, which takes like 15 minutes. It's nothing it's nothing crazy. I know certain people have like these 2-hour routines, but I am not one of those people.
Yeah, I also like the one where it's just the notes on the downbeat, the third study.
Oh yeah, just like yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it's like how many times have you found yourself, especially like, in different big band gigs or even, certain Broadway shows where you just have to like pick a note out of nowhere after I don't know how many minutes of rest. It's like more some of these are just more confidence building than anything else. Just like, oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I
I
was about
remember
to say
talk
confidence building.
Yeah. I remember talking to Lori Frank about it once. I was like, gosh, I'm so nervous. And she's like, why? You've done all the preparation. It's like, oh yeah, I have, right? And sometimes we forget that. We let everything else around us consume us, and it's like you forget that you've put in the work, you've put in the time and the practice, and now it's just time to have fun, you know, make the music.
What is one thing that you think everyone should be practicing to get better?
Oof. I think that a spin on that is people should be practicing multiple things to get better, right? It's not just one thing that makes us better. It's that I work on, or we should all work on a multiple of things. We should work on articulation. We should work on flexibility. We should work on range. We should work on, all the things that make us well-rounded trumpet players, right? If there were one book that probably covers that all, I guess it would be Arbins, maybe Caruso. I'm not sure. Stan. There's so many great. Uh, there's so much great literature out there and pedagogy that it's hard to pick just one book. Clark's is amazing. Um, so it's and those combine a series of everything. So I always said I wanted to do another book that kind of incorporated just um, like a daily trumpet routine, but like every day would be a different day, so you're not always doing the same thing, but you're
Ooh, that's
doing
awesome.
different, but you're still doing like you're still hitting all the bases of
Yeah.
flexibility, you know, like finger technique and things like that, where you're hitting all these bases, but not everything is the same every day. It'd be like a 3 to 5 day rotation or something like that, which I always thought would be fun.
Yeah,
Just
that sounds great.
finding the time to do those things, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like you have things happening this year, so maybe right now is not exactly the time. So
It's
I
all.
totally
It's always. There's always 18 projects on the back
exactly.
burner.
I always get so excited about something and I'm like, oh, this is what the world needs now. But then I'm like, oh, I also am working on this other thing, and I'm like, I can't do both at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to prioritize.
But that does sound really awesome. I'm excited for when that happens. Um, do you have a lesson for your younger self, or something that you would have told yourself when you first came to the city, trumpet
Oh
wise?
gosh. Yeah, like 10,000 of them. But I guess my biggest lesson to myself was like I feel like I got a late start on doing things that I wanted to do. Like I didn't start singing until like 3, 4 years ago, and like those have been some of my most fun gigs. It's like with a trio, um, things like that, or just like different projects that I was too nervous or thought people wouldn't like, or I was so concerned about like what I thought people really wanted, and I feel like if I would have just done what I was passionate about, I would have had a little more success of like me being me early on. Now I've had a lot of fun and a great career, but like I would like to see what that would have been like if I would have just gone straight for that.
I love that. Oh, I wish someone told me that too. It's like
Right?
permission to be yourself and make your own musical ideas. Who knew?
Right.
We can have that
Exactly.
choice. I'm shocked.
Exactly.
That's so
I
cool.
think I secretly have always wanted to be a smooth jazz trumpet player, and if I would have started when I was like 18, maybe I could have been like the next Kenny G.
Your
Yeah.
hiding was phenomenal. Such a vibe.
I mean, it's like, maybe I'll start like what Andy Kaufman did with his alter ego guy, Tony, gosh, he had like a person that he dressed up as, and like went to parties and things like that, but it was, the same guy. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
start that with like the hide and just wear a powdered wig everywhere.
Oh my god, that would be great. Yes. This is what the world needs.
This is what the world needs.
That's awesome. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for chatting today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.